Cool. So I will make sure I get us all started here. But as far as the equipment and stuff that we'll use, just make sure that you have a couple of different sets of weights. I have about a 10, I have like 10 and a 12 or 15. So make sure you have like at least 2 different sets of weights. If you don't have 2 sets, that's okay. So I'm gonna grab this one and that one. And then let's see here. Make sure I kind of get us going. So yeah, there we go. So with this first one here, all we're going to do is just kind of go with our arm circle. So just kind of going right here. And let's go back the opposite way. There we go. Let's go front and back here now. Nice and loose with the arms. And one more thing for our upper body, we just want to have our arms out to the side. We control them to the elbow and getting that twist side to side. And there we go. Good. So shake those out for a little bit. This is just going to be that hip hinge forward. So all we're doing on this one, you have your feet about shoulder width apart. Then we're just going to go with those hips, kind of sitting our hips back with our hands on our waist. You can also have them down at your thigh or quad. So we're just going to go right here. Lead with your chest, slide in the knee, allow your head to tilt as you go through it. Then coming back up to that same position. This should lengthen out and get those hamstrings. Almost think of this as a body weight deadlift a little bit. Just lead with your chest. And then come right back up here. So one more in. And good. All right. So we got that done. That's what we have for our legs so far. I'm going to make sure that I angle the camera down at least a pretty good amount here. So the first one is going to be using our heavier arm weights. This is just going to be a squat and press with both arms, having the weight in both arms. So I'm going to get our clock started on that one. And this is just, again, feet about shoulder width apart. And narrow press is kind of what we're going for here. So let's begin. Hopefully that's not too low, but we're just going to go right here, squatting down, and then coming up. Begin with your feet, and have them about shoulder width apart. Just going down and up, right like that. Looking good. We're over halfway. You don't have to go quick through this one. You just want to stay in good position here. Last 10. There we go. Good. Let's drop down one of those weights. And all we're going to do from here, I'm going to go with my right arm. All I'm going to do is just go with a right leg goes with a backwards lunge. And my right arm is doing a hammer curl. Just going right like that. So keeping that weight vertical here. So the right arm back or right leg back. Right arm comes up in that hammer curl. Just going right like that. If you want to add a little extra challenge to this one as you go through it, you can lightly keep this foot on the ground. Try to shift most of your weight on that opposite leg here. Looking good, last good. There we go, good. So now we're gonna switch this up, opposite side. Same exact thing, so now it's left hand, left leg, all right? Here we go, go ahead and begin. Looking good, halfway. You can use your arm to kind of help keep your balance as you work through this. Last few seconds, we're going to work back through that 3-loop rotation. There we go, good. So this one's just going to go back to it. Slightly different here. We're going to go with our 2 ways, reverse grip, and then sumo. So have your feet out. So here we go. So sumo out, going down, then up with that reverse grip. So our hands are kind of faced toward this on this one. Going down and up. Looking good. We're halfway through. Last 10 seconds, under 10 here. Keep this going, that same position as we work through it. Good, there we go. Drop down to 1, all right? So this is just gonna go now, right hand, well, my right hand, but then we're just gonna go with a open curl, all right? Here we go. So again, we're going with our right foot back. As we come up, we wanna keep the arm with that palm facing out away from. Right there. Looking good, about halfway through it. Remember, again, you can always use this off arm to help you keep your balance. Got about 10 seconds left here. Then we're going to switch to the opposite side. There we go. Good. Shake that one out. Shake that leg out. We're just going to go to the opposite side. Open curl with that lunge. Again, that's going to be the right or left leg and left hand. Here we go. There we go. Nice and controlled here. Looking good. Stay working with this one here. Over that halfway point, we're at 20 seconds left. Last 10. Almost to it. There we go. Good. So we got through those. Take a moment, shake those out. I'm going to set you up for this next one here. So this next one is just going to be with our heavier arm weight. This is going to be a deadlift. We finish off the top of an upright row. We're going to section that out. So we go with our heavier weight, go right to our deadlift. And after that, lighten back up. We go back to that upright row. Okay, so first one's going to compound the 2. The second 2 are going to be isolated moves of that compound. All right. First one's going to be that deadlift upright row. Here we go. So going with our feet again, kind of set them up short width apart, sat back with our hips. As you come up, finish off with that upright row. Again, feel those hamstrings kind of lengthen out. As you come up, big squeeze, elbows out. Looking good here. Keep this going. Last bit left. Good. So you can either stay with this weight or you can go with a different weight. This is isolated for that deadlift, right? Then we go into the upright row. That's in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So just with that deadlift first, keeping the weight nice and close to you. And we're getting sit those hips back. Staying fixed, making sure our shoulders don't round too far forward. Keeping our shoulders back. And then coming on up. If you start to feel a roll forward, then that means it's just time to kind of come up here. Should be able to keep them back as you go back into that, or down into that movement. A pretty nice stretch in those legs, right in those hamstrings. There we go, good. So this is just gonna go with that upright row. So again, you can flip your weights if you need to, but this is just gonna go with that elbow out, just keeping our feet stationary here. Go ahead again. Think about that squeeze. Almost think of this as you go back to it. Think of your squeeze, elbows come up and back a little bit slightly. So as you work through it, halfway through it. So you can go down to 10 seconds left. Big squeezes for this last few reps. There we go, good. So this one again goes back around, round 2. This is gonna go back into our deadlift upright row here in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. And we're finished off after that with the upright row. Think about your form as you work through, keeping our shoulders back. Looking good over halfway. Now sometimes for certain times, I like to keep the weights right beside me because that kind of helps. I can rotate them up to that upright row any way you need to. There we go, good. So this is going to be isolated with the deadlift by itself here. All right, going with that upper, not with the upright, right? Just the deadlift by itself in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So this one here, I'm just kind of keeping the weight. Sometimes I like to let them hang, kind of cradle them in my hand. Helps me get a little more range here. But again, think about your form. Making sure our shoulders don't round too far forward. Keeping our head in good position, making sure we're not straining the neck here. Last few seconds here. There we go, good. Flip your weights if you need to. Upright rows coming up, just isolated by itself. However, you can go just with those elbows out, either both sides at the same time or single arm once. I'm just going to do single arm once just to show you this round. You're just going to go on the right like that. Think of the elbows coming out. Still thinking about that squeeze as you work through it. Again, you can also go both arms at the same time. But if you'd like to single things out, try this and work in each arm individually, each back individually. You can do that as well. Looking good over halfway through. Down to 10 seconds left. There we go, good, made it through that block, all right? So now we're gonna be moving down on the mat. Hopefully you guys will all be able to see me here. I don't know if I have this thing kind of tilted down, kind of going through it blind. I think I must have hid my view. But we are gonna go, let me see there. There we go, all right, I got it back. So This one here is just going to be down on the ground here. And you're going to take those weights. We're going to go with a wide press and a glute bridge. So we're going to have those weights in hand. As our arms come up, we're going to go with that glute bridge too. So we're bringing our glutes as well. Then we'll just isolate out the glute bridge by itself. And then we're just going to isolate out the press by itself, but we're going to hold the glute bridge as we do that. All right. So this is going to be back on the timer here. I'm going to make sure I get us going with that one. And here we go. So the clock is rolling. Down flat on your back. Going with those weights. We're just going right here. So everything comes up all at once. Remember, squeeze the glutes at the top. Looking good halfway through. That's it. Keep bringing these here. There we go. Good. So this one here, you can have those weights down on your mat or on your lap, and then we're just going with that glute bridge. All right. Here we go. Still again, bringing them up. Think about it as you bring up those glutes or squeeze up top, pressing through the back quarter of your shoe. Get all the way up, good pause at the top, and then controlling it back down. There we go, looking good over halfway through it. There we go, good. So this one here, we're gonna hold that bridge up top while we get it in our wide press, all right? We're gonna go back around, it's gonna be a narrow press. Here we go. Go ahead and begin. So hips are up the entire time, pressing these weights out. You can also go single arm alternating each one if you'd rather do it this way. This guy can go right like that. Good, looking good here. Over that halfway portion, still keeping your hips up. There we go, good. So this one goes back to the top. We go now with more of a narrow press as we glute bridge up, all right? Here we go. Go ahead and begin. Allow your head and neck to kind of stay stationary on the ground and no mind off the mat. We want to make sure that you're supported, make sure everything stays stabilized. Just moving your arms and your hips here, halfway through. Everything comes up all at once here. There we go, good. So again, you can have those weights down on your lap. And this is going to be that glute bridge by itself. Here we go, go ahead and begin. Just again, bring those hips on up and then lowering them back down, nice and controlled here. Again, that key is to press through the back portion of your shoe. Really feel that squeeze at the top of the movement. Slowly releasing back down to that starting point. Almost think of having everything kind of touch all at the same time. You're looking good over halfway. There we go, good. So this one here again, going with our glute hold at top, and then we go with that narrow press, all right? Here we go. So holding that glute bridge, pressing these out. So I'm just going to go again, single arm alternating each one, just so you can see it. The arms come right beside the torso. Still keeping our form nice and sturdy here. Looking good. Almost to it. There we go, good. So we're going to do things a little bit different on this next round, all right? So we have a few different things that we're going to throw at you. They're going to be singling out those glute bridges, and then we also have a singled out thing on our triceps. So we go with cross body single tricep move. We do that on the opposite side here, and then we work through variations of the single leg deadlift, all right? So for not deadlift, glute bridge. So first one is just going to be with that arm going up and down. You can tabletop your feet. You can also use that glute bridge too if you want to kind of hold on to a glute bridge hold. We can do that as you work through it. But you have any option you want to on that one. So I'm going to go right arm first here. Go ahead. And begin. This is the right arm. So with your right arm, just going right here, going across your body here. Going right like that. Again, you can tabletop your feet. Keeping your feet up, making sure that lower back is supported. And again, not to strain your neck, so keep your head supported on your mat. Good. Again, you can also do this just free-handed. You can also do this holding your bridge. Any way you need it. So I'm just going to go with that tabletop since I've been doing it already. There we go. Good. Take a moment, relax. We're going to switch those hands up, do that same thing on the opposite side. Remember, you can stabilize with your off hand. Otherwise, you just kind of keep that shoulder stable here. Go ahead and begin. Looking good. Halfway through. Keep this rolling. There we go. Good. So this is going to be a single leg glute bridge. So we're going to right foot down. We actually put our left foot over top of it. And you can use that weight on your lap. And we're just going to go up and down. Here we go. You're just going up and down, just right like that. Looking good, almost to it. There we go, good. We're going to quickly switch to the opposite side, doing that same exact thing. So again, going with that one leg, pressing through the back portion of the foot here, all right? Here we go. Really try to extend that hip all the way up. I know sometimes it's a little bit harder having your opposite leg on top, but really try to extend all the way up and then back down. Good, looking good here. Keep this going. Good, there we go, good. So now we want to go our last few. We're just going to go with both arms in that inline try, almost a stall pressure here. Here you go, so go ahead and begin. So we're just going right like that, and then back. You can also, again, have your feet up. Or in that glute bridge. You know, you can also have it down if you wanted to. Just working on that skull pressure here. You do both ways. You can also just do, if you rather, you can also just do one. Just going right here. But think about a nice stabilized shoulder. It's moving right at the elbow. And tabletop in this feet, you can glute bridge, you can have your feet down kind of like I have them. Either way here. Once you get done with this one, we have the diamond bridge. We're gonna have our feet kind of diamond together here. There we go. Good. So with your feet, you kind of have the bottom parts of your feet together. And then we want to do that glute bridge, but it's just going to be more so by pressing those feet together and still driving, squeezing those glutes, all right? Final move of the day. It's going up and down. You got to keep this going. I know I started this a little bit late. Just keep on going here. And again, you'll feel this more so on the outside of the thigh. As you work through, this kind of gets the total portions of here. Keep this going all the way through until we get to that next time. I know I had our time off a little bit. We are under 10 seconds. Last few. And good. Yep. All right. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. But that was right at time. Thanks for dealing with me on a little bit of these technical issues here, but hopefully you guys got a good sweat in. Thanks for coming in. And yeah, we'll see you guys in next time. Thanks for coming. Have a good rest of your day.